Today we are going to be speaking on why Ash never ages, but because this theory has been addressed so much, rather than answering with the same theories, I'm going to explain how his eternal happiness combines with his failure to age to explain this theory. Now, if Ash is given eternal happiness, then why does he often suffer? Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Theory, the show where Professor Oak really isn't a professor, and going to the gym doesn't mean pumping iron. Unless you're in Dewford Town, which is a literal gym. Today's theory is going to be a bit more thought-provoking than just a straightforward answer. First, a simple recap. Within the first episode of the anime, Ash almost dies, and Pikachu saves him. It's speculated that Ash might have been put in a coma from that, and his entire adventures are just him asleep. However, I don't think so. A person within the Pokemon universe can be hit with a Hyper Beam at point blank and be just fine, among many other attacks. As the episode progresses, Ash sees a Ho-Oh, a legendary bird of Johto that is said to grant eternal happiness. For me personally, I think Pikachu may have died and Ho-Oh resurrected it, but there is little hard evidence to be shown to support this. However, the eternal happiness thing comes to a trainer of pure heart, and thus Ash is granted this blessing of sorts, or curse, depending on your perspective. Because what is happiness? Subjectively speaking, it could mean anything to anyone, but to Ash, what does it mean? That's a hard question to determine since Ash is a character. But from his adventures, we can infer that eternal happiness isn't becoming a Pokemon master by winning leagues or catching them all, despite the song in the anime. Oh yes, Ash, you better have a burn heal because these roasts are real. However, I would like to propose something stranger, something that is required as a universal rule, that because Ash is gifted eternal happiness, he is also cursed with eternal suffering. Have you never asked why Team Rocket constantly chases after Ash's Pikachu, when in the past they have been very successful at obtaining rare Pokemon, in bulk at times I might add? They are a running joke, right? The joke is that they are eternal suffering. At times, Ash doesn't have to deal with Team Rocket, however, in many episodes they cause him a great deal of suffering. This in turn allows Ash to appreciate what he has, and allows him to experience eternal happiness. Unlike other people who age at a regular pace, Ash does not mature, and must continually experience the same life lessons, or risk forgetting those lessons and losing his pure heart. Though Ash can recall major events, as a universal constant, being gifted with eternal happiness comes with eternal suffering, because one cannot exist without an equal and exact opposing force. To explain it more plainly, it is like Xerneas and Yveltal. One creates life and the other destroys life, and thus balance is achieved. Without any kind of suffering or challenge, Ash would not be able to appreciate his eternal happiness, and thus would take it for granted, and perhaps even lose his pure heart. Being given this gift leads to Ash never aging, for maturing would potentially corrupt his pure heart as well, and thus he would lose his eternal happiness again. With all that said, try to keep this in mind that this is just one answer, and there are many theories to this question, like Ash being dead or in a coma. So ladies and gentlemen, do you like my approach in this video over a more direct hard evidence approach, or do you think this theory is just ridiculous and you'd like to see me go back to a more direct approach? Please let me know in the comments below, and like if you enjoyed my work here.